So, as your organization evolves, a lot of times it's really important to simply ask yourself a very simple question. How well are we really doing? And what I mean by that, as the process evolves and business moves on, if you keep the same processes in place and everything else, then you're not anticipating the changes that may need to take place to remain a productive and accurate organization. Now, you may come up with ideas, and your team says, this is what we need to do to make a change, so forth and so on. But sometimes these changes do require a capital investment. So, in order to get that, you have to talk to the people at the C level to get their approval. And the problem you have with the C level is they don't always know the grind that the organization goes through on the floor. They don't understand that. All they look at is our revenue is up, profits are up, we must be a healthy organization. But what you have to do is you really truly have to make them sick to make them well. Very simple case in point. I was in an organization in Berlin where they had to put a specific sticker on the outside of every box, and they had to hand write the part number on the outside of the box. To do this, it took roughly 28 seconds per order. Now, they didn't have to do this for all orders, but it was 30%. So when we were making a presentation to the CEO of the company in Berlin, we told them, what they were going through on the floor. In other words, we're trying to make them sick so we can make them well. The problem is, I showed them the video of this and they still didn't believe it. I had to take them on the floor and actually show them what they were doing. And then when they asked the person who was doing it, why do you do it? Their answer was, that's the way I was trained. So a lot of times organizations run into the patterns of doing business a certain way. And it's because it's the way we've always done it. The other feedback you're going to get from the C level is there's no money. There's no money in the budget for these improvements. Great ideas. We'll table it. We'll put in the budget for next year. But the anticipated return on investment was not anticipated either. So, I mean, you've got to be able to build your business case. And who better to build that business case than the manufacturing manager, the distribution manager, the warehouse manager, the VP of supply chain, those who are the closest to the work on the floor. So the quick question is, what do we really do? Well, one of the things you can do is conduct an unbiased operational audit. And basically what this is this is an assessment to look at your organization, to look for opportunities for improvement before they really and truly become a problem. The next thing you can do is take these audit results and you can develop ideas and changes around them in order to determine what is the right solution for that opportunity or that challenge that you have. Now, the other thing you can do too, not only take the audit into consideration, but to help build the business case and the ROI, is to compare your business to comparable businesses of the similar type and similar size. How well are they really doing? Now, there's a lot of different information that you could use to gather. The information I'm providing you here is from industry standards to give you an idea that if you collect this information today, you can compare the information you gather with this and make a determination as to whether you are fitting into the norm or not. The other thing you can do is then take this information and present your case to the C-level organization. This will allow you then to get buy-in from management, because if once you have buy-in from management, your rate of success improves dramatically. Once you have buy-in from management, now you prioritize your results, the changes you want to make, and you put together a manageable schedule. But the main thing about change, you're going to fail. The way you drew it up on the whiteboard in the conference room is not going to work in the real world most of the time. Do not be afraid to take a step back, reorganize, reanalyze, develop a new idea and solution, and then make the change. Measure it, make sure it's getting you the results that you're looking for. Now, the other thing too is as you're making a change in a process, don't change necessarily the entire process. Make small changes so that way you can judge whether it's having the impact that you want. When you make that small change, look at the next scheduled change and make a determination as to whether you need to tweak that based on the changes you made on the first rollout component. So this can really have an opposite effect if you're not careful. So thank you for your time. If there's anything we can ever do to help you, please let us know.